Happy Monday, everybody, and happy day after Christmas. So, I hope y'all had a good Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope there were some good gifts. Um, I wish I had this video idea before the holidays and preferentially long before the holidays. But the subject is cloud gaming and just what it implies for a lot of people out there that may or may not be interested in it or know about it. So the idea is it's a streaming service. So much like YouTube, uh, Netflix, Hulu, uh, any of the videos aren't hosted on your computer. You don't download them. All of that's done on another server sitting in a data center somewhere else. So likewise with cloud gaming, it's more complicated, but the game is stored in a data center. All the graphics processing is done over on that server in the data center. Uh, and so so in addition to just setting the video feed, it's also taking your controller, your keyboard and mouse input, and hopefully responding fast enough to make it a fluid, realistic gaming experience. And so with that in mind, so there's certainly a bit of a certain crowd that would be interested in this. I see this as especially geared towards people who are on lower budgets. Like, for example, the last couple of years, if you're into PC gaming, video cards have been really expensive. Those prices are starting to come down. Now you can get used cards, refurbished cards, even new cards at somewhat sane prices. And by that I mean cards that are supposed to be sold at MSRP generally now seem to be mostly sold pretty close to that. So that's a good thing. That was definitely a reason, like in 2020, there was a lot of people that weren't able to purchase hardware, first because the pandemic hurt their wallet, and a lot of us are still recovering from that. A lot of us have, some of us haven't, but I'm doing all right. But there's a lot of people who couldn't bounce back. But even so, there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to afford those anyway. So yes, or if you're a parent with kids, first off, you're not going to have that budget to just spend on video game stuff, right? Computers, because kids, right? And then kids might be wanting those things, and so there's all sorts of ways now that you can save some money. So aside from cloud gaming, there are certain games that will play just fine on your basic run-of-the-mill Android tablet or phone. Or there's games that will play on a basic computer that may be 6-7 years old. So, like, an example of a game that'll play on a computer that's 6-7 years old is it's like Rocket League. So I will play Rocket League on some of my older machines without a video card. The kicker is you got to have at least 8 gigs of RAM to play it. That's actually not a hard thing to accomplish now, because 8's pretty much standard. Should be. If you've got less than 8, you've got to upgrade. But the point is, so yeah, you can satisfy your cravings or your kids' cravings with games that can be played on something that you either already have or something you can get cheaply. I frequently see computers being sold on Facebook Marketplace for under $100. They may not be nice, but they will absolutely play some older games just fine. So now that's one budget option. Budget option number 2 is a little bit more. You can get a console. You can get a used console in particular, but even so, those prices are still frequently outside of the price range of people who are struggling. So what do we have? So if you've got somebody who's trying to make some money to get something they want, but they still want to play games, then you can take something you already have. You can take a bullcrap computer that may not be so nice, an Android tablet, and you can do what's called game streaming. So there's 3 services that are worth knowing about for video game streaming right now. I know Google Stadia dropped out of the lead, or they weren't in the lead, but they just dropped out a month or so ago because it just didn't kick off. Um, Sadly, that wasn't the one that I was hoping to see drop. So Amazon Luna, I think, is horrible. The game selection, the library is horrible. Like, I was looking at the titles yesterday to see if it would even be worth paying for Luna Plus. Because if you're an Amazon Prime member, you do get a little bit of Amazon Luna. And the only game that I had a franchise that I even recognized in the free tier was Smurfs. So I haven't tried that game yet. I have no idea. I've never seen or heard that game on any other platform. Doesn't mean it's not, but either way, yeah. So you've got the option of, Amazon Luna if you're really curious. But the 2 favorite ones that I have, so I already had been off and on playing with GeForce Now for over a year now. When I built my cheap gaming computer last year, I dropped my GeForce Now subscription, but as of yesterday or the day before, I had decided to pay for it again because I'm going to do some experiments. I want to see if the service is good. But GeForce Now is cool because a lot of games that you would have on your existing marketplaces like Steam, Epic Games, and I think there's one more. Let's see what it is. I'm checking if it'll let me see. Yeah, an Ubisoft. Ubisoft, how do you pronounce that? So those are the 3. I don't have Ubisoft, but I do have Epic Games and Steam. So that's nice. So this is cool because these are games that are typically played on your computer locally. And it's important to note that these are PC games, but these are locally. And so you've got a cloud computer you play. I'm going to spend some more time with it, but as of last year, when I used it last, it was fantastic. And I was using it on a low-end computer that couldn't play. So their base plan, they got a free plan where you can play up to an hour a day. $10 a month gets you 6 hours a day, and I can't remember what the limit is on the $20 a month plan, but it's better stuff, access to better hardware, but it's a cool thing. But the other one that I really want to talk about, so I got a new computer the other day, literally bought it for business, but it came with a 3-month trial for Xbox Live Ultimate Game Pass. I know I just butchered that, but either way, for the next 3 months for free, I'm going to be able to try out Microsoft's streaming. I love this. This is great. This is actually, in my eyes, worth money because now you're not necessarily playing the PC games. So some of the games in the library you'll recognize as PC games because they were also Xbox games. So yeah, you're going to need your Xbox controller plugged in, or Bluetooth, I guess. But you're going to need, that because it's almost none of it's going to interact with the mouse or keyboard. There's typing stuff that will, but I think that's just part of the cloud interface. I've been playing the hell out of Lego Star Wars. I can't remember how much that service actually costs. I think it's like $15 to $20 a month, but given its stability, its game library, and the fact that unlike GeForce Now, it's not something where you have to pay for the license for the game to begin with and then just to be able to stream it. All of that is included with your Xbox Ultimate Pass. So those would be, so between that and GeForce Now, and by the way, for GeForce Now, plenty of games, and same way with Epic Games, plenty of games are free, like Rocket League. But yeah, so that's a ticket to playing Rocket League on like your Android tablet. And by the way, this also works on mobile. The Xbox service and the GeForce Now service not only work on mobile, but I saw an LG TV that advertises GeForce Now support, so you can do it there too. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Have a great day.